Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Tobo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, folks, a pleasant good morning wherever you are watching us from due to your geographical location. Good morning, good evening if you are watching from the diaspora. Good morning to you, good evening, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on Focal Online TV, where we bring you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. This morning, I'm your presenter, Greg, and I'm here with my co-presenter. His name is
Lyndon Toba.
Here, Lyndon Tokba is my co-presenter here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. So for today, let's look at our daily revision from our news sources within Liberia. We have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the Daily newspaper, we have the New Down newspaper, we have the Independent Probe newspaper. These are the newspapers we have in studio here as it relates to our local news within our country, Liberia. We encourage you to get yourself a newspaper, be acquainted with all of the information concerning our country, Liberia. This is how we take a short break. When we get back, we fill you in with the headlines and news in details. Thanks for watching. Stay with me, please.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Tobo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media here on Focal Online TV. This is the platform where we bring information right to you through our broadcast, the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, every Monday to Friday here on Focal Online TV. So this morning, I am your presenter, Greg Finansipa, and I'm here with my co-presenter,
Lyndon Toba.
Lyndon Toba, my co-presenter. Lyndon Toba, how do you feel this morning?
Well, I feel very, very great, and it's very good to be here as usual, doing the job that we choose to do.
Yes, it's very good to be here to serve our country, Liberia. We apologize for the late coming in this morning from our newsroom. We had some technical issues we were resolving. And thanks be to our technical team. This is an appreciation note to all of our workers here at Focal Online TV for this tremendous work done every Monday to Sunday because we have shows being run from Monday to Sunday here on Focal Online TV. Focal Online TV is located within the Topo Village community along the Japanese Highway. This morning, we are broadcasting live within the Topo Village community along the Japanese Highway, and we are bringing innovation to broadcasting here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Quickly, we'll look at Daily Observer newspaper, the headlines. U.S. opens American shelf at National Library. U.S. Open American Shelf at National Library. The news in details. The charge d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia, Joel Mayberg, has dedicated an American shelf at the National Library on Ashmont Street. Mayberg, who was accompanied by the Director General of the National Archives, Emmanuel Lomas, stressed that the dedication marked a significant step in strengthening the bilateral relationship between the two countries. He added that the shelf provides a valuable resources hub for knowledge, innovation, and cultural exchange between Liberia and the United States. Mayberg further expressed his dissatisfaction with the choice of the National Library as the location for the American shelf. He emphasized his profound historical connections between Liberia and the United States, citing the shared democratic value, the United States, and the two nations. Melbourne stated that the American shelf will serve as a platform for fostering opportunities for Liberians across various spectrums, irrespective of age, gender, religion, sexual orientation, or political affiliation. Liberia and the United States are the oldest two republics in the world that share common democratic values. We are in the business of building a future together, he declared. Milborough also highlighted the potential of the American shelf to act as a repository of information about the United States and the diverse program offered by the embassy. He urged Liberians to maximize the unique space and its resources for personal and collective growth. The U.S. charge d'affaires encouraged the public to embrace the American shelf not merely as a collection of books, but as a gateway to the world learning, exploration, and collaboration. Milburn underscored the library's role in nurturing knowledge, innovation, and cultural dialogue, thereby contributing to Liberia's continuing development. Milburn acknowledged the historical significance of the building housing the National Library, which once served as the residence of Liberia's first and second presidents, Joseph Jenkins Roberts. He pledged to conduct further research upon returning to the United States, aiming to enhance the collaboration between the American Shelf and the National Library. For his part, the Director General of the National Archives, Emmanuel Lomax, expressed his gratitude to the U.S. Embassy for its steadfast support in bolstering the National Archive and inaugurating the American Shelf. Lomax revealed plans to leverage the National Archive news site to elevate the stature of the National Library while also sharing exciting perspectives for Liberians to participate in library-related training. Thank you, and we hope that Liberia will have one of the finest public libraries within the region, he added. Lomax observed that the dedication of the American shelf at Liberia's National Library signifies a significant milestone in the enduring partnership between Liberia and the United States. The event, he said, marks the beginning of a new chapter in knowledge that's missional and cultural enrichment and mutual collaboration, fostering a brighter future for all Liberians. This is how we close down on the first headline under the Daily Observer newspaper. We now move over to the second headline that reads Liberia's first rubber processing factory is nearing completion. Liberia's first rubber processing factory is nearing completion. The news in details. Liberia is on the brink of a significant economic milestone as the country's first rubber processing plant, Jetty Rubber Factory, is nearing completion. The factory poised to make a substantial impact on the lives of smallholder farmers and the national economy. It's scheduled to commence operations within the next 2 months. Founded by Objisner Shadiva, a visionary business tycoon, the groundbreaking venture is a significant stride towards Liberia's request for value additions as it will process raw rubber into refined products ready for export and domestic use. Our goal has always been to contribute to Liberia's economic development by not only adding value to the country's natural resources, but also creating employment opportunities for the local community, Shadiva said. The factory is 98% completed, and in a month or two, by the grace of God, we will start the production. The completion is a testament to our commitment to this vision as well as generating numerous employment opportunity for the local population, thereby contributing to poverty reduction and skills development. The rubber factory is strategically located in Riala Center District, Margibi County, a region known for its abundant rubber plantations. Equipped with cutting-edge technology and adhering to the highest quality standards, the factory is poised to meet the growing demand for rubber-based products across industry such as automotive, construction, consumer goods, both locally and across the sub-region. The Minister of Agriculture, Jenny Cooper, while inspecting ongoing construction works at the factory a few weeks ago, noted that the US 30 million investment will pay or will play a critical role in providing additional revenue outlets for smallholder and large-scale rubber farmers in their need of cash. The factory, Cooper noted, will address the critical issue of financial insecurity faced by rubber farmers, playing a pivotal role in ensuring that farmers can sustain their livelihoods and improve their economic well-being. Firestone is the main big player that buys from the Liberian farmers. Cooper said during a visit to the factory over the weekend. If the Firestone plants break down and they can buy from the Liberian farmers, the whole economy feels it. Liberia, arguably the most prime location for production of natural rubber in the world, has traditionally been a major exporter of raw rubber, leaving farmers, particularly smallholders, constitute a significant portion of the agricultural workforce, struggling at the mercy of export markets when it comes to obtaining fair prices. However, the factory, which is in dire need of rubber for processing, now emerges as a key player in bridging the gap between farmers and the market, offering them a reliable avenue to generate income as it has the capacity to process more than 60 tons per hour. Moreover, the establishment of the factory will likely stimulate related industries, fostering a rapid effect of economic growth in the country, Shadiva said. This is how we close down from the Daily Observer newspaper. We now move over to Kate Lyndon Topa, who will bring to us the headlines and the news in details from the front page Africa. Kate Lyndon Topa is now over to you for the broadcasting of the headlines of our news from front page Africa and the news in details.
All right, thank you, Griffin at CPA, for such a beautiful output this morning. Oh, from Page Africa, female presidential candidate Sarah Beslow indulged by Women Village Saving Association. Female presidential candidate Sarah Beslow indulged by Women Village Saving Association. Ahead of October 10, 2023 presidential and legislative elections, women's under the banner of the Village Saving Association of Liberia have endorsed the presidential bid of female candidate Sarah Beslow Yanti and Mr. Simeon Moribat of the African Liberation League. A group of women gathered on Tuesday, August 8, 2023, at the African Liberation League headquarters in Kangatown to reveal their support for the former United Nations diplomat. The group of women gathered on Tuesday, August 8, at the African headquarters in Kangatown to reveal their support for the former United Nations diplomat. The endorsement ceremony of the African Liberation League political leader comes less than a week since the National Elections Commission declared campaign officially open. The endorsement, according to the group, their decision to pledge their support is based on the African Liberation's clear visions of development for Liberia. Reading the endorsement statement, Esther K. Wallace explained that after months of thorough scrutiny of various politicians across the country, they are now convinced that the African Liberation League has the best manifestos. Madam Wale said that the elections of African Liberation League will no longer force women of the country to turn on the central bank for loans at a 40% interest rate. Our decision is based on the African Liberation League's clear visions of development as women and citizens of Liberia, said Madam Wallace. The Village Saving Women Association operates in all 15 counties and consists of 30 members in each county. We have decided to endorse you today as women rather than going on the other way. We believe you will champion the cause of women around the country. We believe that you have entered the picture with a new approach to women's rights and empowerment. Madam Wallace continued. Speaking in acceptance of the endorsement from the Village Saving Women of Liberia, the standard bearer of African Liberation League, Sarah Beslow Yanti, told the gathering that she and her team intend to provide better opportunities for every citizen of the country if elected in October this year. She outlined plans for better macro loan opportunity and agricultural programs that will serve the current future generations of Liberia. Reverend Yanti, who gained fame in less than 3 months in Liberia's political landscape, emphasized that politics is not just about rhetoric, rather than making a tangible difference in the lives of the ordinary people who are stressed that Liberia belongs to everyone and not just a privileged few. The African Liberation League Standard Bearer assured the Village Saving Women of Liberia that her leadership will prioritize women's empowerment, a major pillar of the ALL.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal. Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Here we will provide you resume from the front page Africa's second story. Can you please proceed?
All right, thank you, Courage. We are very sorry for the technical break that we endured. We are back and we are continuing with the second story of the front page Africa. We strongly believe that any military interventions at the moment in Nigeria could be catastrophic in totality for the region. EFFL noted in the communications on Tuesday, August 8. Best to our knowledge is the fact that Air Force has become a shameless reactionary regional organization managed by corrupt political elites in the region without any new ideas. The opposition political faction noted that the regional body has increasingly become unnecessary in the context of providing regional leadership since it once cherished core values of promoting good governance, with emphasis on the rule of law and the regional economic growth and integrations have in recent years taken nosedive by becoming President Club's pageantry. Undoubtedly, the FLL said ECOWAS is the source of all leadership misconduct in the region by the body's reactionary postures and should never be considered a progressive regional force for good. The EFFL added that under the watch of ECOWAS, corruption has become a way of life by government, thereby denying their citizens better education, healthcare, job creation, while ECOWAS citizens are dying each day in the Atlantic Oceans in pursuit of better opportunities in the Western world. As we speak, dozens have gone missing after a migrant boat sank off the Italian coast. What has become the progressive position of ECOWAS? The group opined. Elections in the region are stolen by ruling government while others are allotting unto themselves unlimited terms in the presence of ECOWAS without any imposition because ruling parties usually provide kickbacks to their so-called representatives in the lead of former head of states who are usually sent to monitor elections in the region. Where is ECOWAS with a single currency regime intended to promote free trade and economic growth within the region? This brings us to a closure of Page Africa. Back to Grafina C. Power for the continuations of local news in Liberia.
So we now proceed with the New Dawn newspaper. UP vows to uphold security measures. UP vows to uphold security measures. The vice presidential candidate of the Unity Party, incumbent Senator Jeremiah Cohn of Nimba County, has pledged that UP will exert every effort in upholding joint security measure put forth by the Minister of Justice, Frank Musa Dane, but it will be based on thorough verification. Speaking to reporters following a joint security peace dialogue held Tuesday, August 8, at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town, Senator Cohn underscored a need to having law enforcement officers who will be responsible to counter spread of hate messages rather than to protect individuals propagating them. According to him, such actions pose a significant threat to the fragile democracy of the state. So he raised this concern during the dialogue to address the mitigate some of these occurrences. And that is why I raised the issue during the dialogue so that they can help to curtail some of what we see happening because these are things that lead to violence, he cautions. The senator says While he aimed to convey an advanced notion to the joint security of Liberia, he emphasized that as leaders, their authority stems from the presence of peace, adding, "Without peace, we are nobody," and that it is why it is on us to protect the peace of our country, Liberia. On the other hand, to ensure that security forces will act positively, this minister then reveals that a peace review board will be set up to investigate any joint security misconduct. With this context, we will offer essential security provisions. We will assign 4 armed security personnel to each party or candidate for VIP protection to coordinate security during campaign activities, Attorney General assures. He says these uniform armed security personnel will coordinate with the country's border security forces to ensure a violence-free electoral process come October 10. Official campaigns for the 2023 election kick off year on Friday, August 4, with 19 candidates, including one female, campaigning to defeat incumbent President George Weah, who is seeking re-election. This is how we move over to another headline under the New Down newspaper. Senatorial candidate Tayen launches campaign in Buto. Senatorial candidate Tayen launches campaign in Buto. Nimba County senatorial candidate Nia D. Tayin Jr. says he is in politics to bring relief and better leadership to the people of Nimba County. According to him, the county has suffered under the 18 years reign of incumbent Senator Prince Yomin Johnson. He spoke during formal launch of his campaign in Butuo, District 2, Nimba County on August 5th. He blamed Senator Johnson for not being able impact the lives of Nigerians, but rather he engaged in activities that have brought division among the citizenry. "I will not be a one-tribe senator, but rather a leader for the county. Don't give Senator Johnson additional years. I want to replace him peacefully and help to impact the lives of the Nigerians through good leadership across the county." Candidate Tyan says his decision to return to Butuo is necessary because it was in Butuo where Ghanaians from all 19 administrative districts petitioned him years back, so he has gone there to launch his campaign for the Senate. Our road to the Senate had opened in the historical city of Butuo. For too long, Liberians have been in disarray following the leadership of Senator Prince Johnson. "My leadership will bring unity among Liberians, not divisive politics that the past leadership has been involved in, which has brought disunity among Liberians. The courage to change the future of Nimba County is here," he says. Liberians, including citizens from Yao Chiefdom, Now, Beo, and Nikiwe chiefdoms, gather in Butoa to witness candidate Nayin launch his campaign. They pledged to turn over towns and villages in the county to him, terming the candidate as someone whose leadership would boost development across the county if elected. Prior to the official launch of his campaign, August 5, candidate Tawan toured several towns and villages in Riau administrative district, urging supporters to do away with violence during and after the electoral process. In the hometown of Senator Prince Johnson in Gomple Town, Nia Tawin was well received by citizens who joined him to continue with his developmental activities in the county. This is how we turn over again to Kay Lyndon Topa, who will just bring to us one headline and news in details from the Independent Pope newspaper quickly.
All right, thank you, Griffin and Sipa, for such a beautiful coordination. Independent Prop newspaper. Commuters praise ArcelorMittal for timely St. John Bridge maintenance. Dozens of passengers traveling between Buchanan and Monrovia on Tuesday praised ArcelorMittal for its support towards the maintenance of St. John Bridge in Grand Bassa County. The passenger believe ArcelorMittal Liberia has demonstrated leadership and love for the people of Liberia by providing technical and logistical support for the work dumped on the bridge sulfide. The commuters were interviewed by Empire TV, a local media group, as they awaited the opening of the bridge to make their way to and fro Buchanan City. Mr. Kakpe X. Rabbit, a medical herbalist and a researcher on biodiversity in Liberia, told Empire TV at the foot of the Simple Bridge, it was a good move for the steel company to have timely responded to the government call for assistance. I believe it is good move, good move by the government of Liberia and ArcelorMittal in repairing of the St. John River Bridge. He added, this is welcoming and I appreciate ArcelorMittal for coming in to help the government of Liberia in repairing the St. John River Bridge. Robert believes if the bridge is not repaired in and maintained in time, this could result to future trouble that the government could find difficult handling. I'm very happy that ArcelorMittal Liberia saw the need to help the government and its citizens, but there are too many big trucks and other cars that pass on that bridge. He also expressed frustration over the late notice issued by the Ministry of Public Works on the day-long closure of the bridge and noted that many people were stranded due to the lack of late disseminations of information. Samuel David of his past said he was very impressed that ArcelorMittal can help in the repair of St. John Bridge as its breakdown could have led to the widespread suffering by thousands of ordinary citizens. With that being said, it brings us to the closure of Independent Group newspaper. Back to Grafina for the continuations of local news and that of international news.
So this is how we close down on the news segment here in our country, Liberia. We just read out from the different news papers, the Daily Observer newspaper, the Front Page Africa, the New Down newspaper, and the Independent Pro. We close down and we move straihtly to our international news for today. Mao wildfires live updates. Death toll rising to 36 as residents scramble to evacuate. Dangerous wildfires are spreading rapidly in Mao due to very dry conditions stemming from a drought combined with powerful trade winds being squeezed across Hawaii. At least 36 people have died from the wildfires on Maui, and much of the coastal town of Lahana has been destroyed. This is how we move over to another headline from the ABC this morning. Presidential candidate assassinated in Ecuador after alleging links between gangs and officials. Presidential candidate assassinated in Ecuador after allegedly links between gangs and officials. Presidential candidate assassinated in Ecuador after alleging links between gangs and officials. Fernando Falicino, a presidential candidate in Ecuador, whose campaign highlighted alleged connections between gangs and government officials, was assassinated at the end of a campaign rally in Quito on Wednesday. He was 59 years old and was one of the 9 candidates running for office. Valsino, who was formerly an anti-corruption journalist, was shot while leaving a school after giving an address to young supporters, officials said. 10 people were shot, including a suspected attacker and 2 police officers, according to Interior Ministry. A suspected attacker died of his wounds, Interior Ministry official told ABC News. 6 people were arrested so far, Quato, Konakpoto, and San Boto, police said. Wednesday assault marked the first assassination of a presidential candidate in the history of Ecuador. The mayor of Manta was killed last month in the streets in a killing that officials said was connection with organized crime, officials said. Presidential Kumaro Lasso said that the presidential election scheduled for August 20 will not be suspended. Lasso said in a statement that this crime will not be unpunished. He added that crime organization went too far and will feel the weight of the law. This is how we close down on our international source here for the day. Please let us remember Ecuador in our prayers this morning as they go through this time of their loss. A presidential candidate just lost his life on Wednesday, which was yesterday. He died at the age of 59 years old. This is a trending news, and we are bringing it right to you this morning. He was assassinated in Ecuador for alleging between gangs and officials. He died on Wednesday, which was yesterday. Let us please remember them in our prayers and let us pray for the peace as they will be going through the electoral process come August 20 this year. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Andy Douglas Jara, thanks for watching. Walker Sam J. Flourish, he said following and Killing Seku Bimba. Abu B. Jallo, thanks for following. Good morning, I'm following from Grandbassa. Thank you, Abu. You have been a strong supporter of Focal Online TV, especially as it relates to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, that of the Focal Women Talk here. We appreciate your effort. Peace in our country, Liberia. Peace in our country, Liberia. Let us preach the message of peace, non-violence electoral process this coming year, come October 10th. Let us please prioritize the peace of our country, Liberia. We love you all. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is how we close down on the news segment of our trending news within our country, Liberia, and that of the world at large. Thanks for joining us this morning. I am your presenter, Quekfina Sipar, and I was joined this morning by my co-presenter. His name is
Linton Chupa.
Lyndon Topa is my co-presenter here on the daily edition of Inside the Media. Thanks for joining us. We love you and we appreciate your efforts. Do have yourself a nice day today as you approach your businesses, your workplaces, and so on. Thanks for joining us. I'm your presenter, Quekfina.
What?